Come have a seat in the Skald circle, and hear the tale of the giant who did not like bones, as told by Casimir. Before we begin our tale, did you know that we release new stories for free every week on Wednesdays? Be certain to subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, Spotify, Podbean, or whatever your favorite podcast app is. That way, you'll never miss out when we release free bonus stories other days of the week. Never forget, visit thescaldcircle.com to stay up to date with all of our current happenings, and to also visit our story archive, sorted by origin and region. Now then, this begins the tale of the giant who did not like bones. Once upon a time, some Lapp children, without their parents knowing it, climbed into a boat and rowed out on a lake. Now, near this lake, in a great mountain cave, a giant had his dwelling. He was not an ordinary giant, but a man-eating stallo. The children knew nothing of this, but the giant learned somehow that the children were rowing on the lake, so he hurried to the shore and hid behind a big stone. He began to call the children. They had never heard of him, so they thought it was their parents calling. They rowed to the shore. In a twinkling, just as the boat touched the land, up popped the giant, lifted the boat to his shoulder, and hurried home. All this happened before the children could even think of running away. The giant was so tall that his shoulder brushed the highest branches of the trees, and the children, one after the other, caught hold of the branches and pulled themselves into the trees. Now, their danger of being eaten was over. When the giant reached the cave, he called out to his wife, "Here, choose 2 of these fat children, and prepare me a delicious feast." "But you have only brought 2, said the giantess. "Are you crazy?" cried the giant, rumbling with anger. But when he looked into the boat, he found only a little boy and a little girl, brother and sister, and they were so thin, just skin and bones. Before they could be eaten, they had to be fattened. Now the 2 little ones were put into a wooden pen. The giantess brought them the most delicious food, roasted and baked on gold and silver dishes, and ordered them to eat. But the boy understood what that meant. He told his sister not to touch the best-looking food, and to eat only enough to keep alive. After a time, a guest came to see the giant. The giant wished, as it is natural, to treat his guest to a tidbit. So he went down to the pen where the children were, but when he found them scrawny and bony, he was filled with rage. "This boy here is as thin as a crow, and the girl is worse," he exclaimed. Then he slung both children on his back and carried them to the parents' hut. He threw them inside, roaring out, "Here, take your miserable young ones. Such bony skeletons I will not have." And back he ran to his dwelling, so that the earth shook under his feet. And that is the tale of the giant who did not like bones. Thank you for listening to our story. If you enjoyed it, please take a look at our Patreon page to learn how you can earn great rewards while also supporting us. We appreciate even the smallest of contributions, as they allow us to continue to release new stories every week for free on Wednesdays, and also provide bonus stories for your listening pleasure. A special thank you to Kat for their support this month. It means the world to us. Visit us at thescaldcircle.com to view our story archive, sorted by origin and region, and to stay up to date with all of our current developments. Once again, thank you for listening to our story.